I'm doing Blue Lock as well, but I'm only doing that one dubbed. Uh,
Ah, you've joined the Blue Lock. What do you think of
I've
it
I did Blue
overall?
Lock before you did, bitch.
Hello, and welcome to another damn anime podcast. My name is Nick, and I'll be your host. Here with me is my good buddy Joe. Joe, how you doing today?
I'm doing all right. Yeah, just getting over a bit of a family illness. So, yeah, the kids came down with some nastiness, and then of course, once they healed up, that gave it to me. And so, yeah, it's been a rough couple weeks, but I'm on the mend, almost 100% now. So glad to be through that. Oh, how about yourself, man? How have you been holding up?
Doing all right. I haven't been sick per se, but I did have allergies, like severe allergies yesterday, and I try not to take allergy pills, but I just had to take something yesterday, and um, it was worth it. It was definitely worth it because man, in Austin, sometimes the allergies are just freaking terrible. My eyeballs actually hurt right now from the allergies that are being held at bay. So wish me luck on all that. But yeah, I'm sorry you guys were sick. That really sucks. But I'm glad that you're over it, and the plague has now passed over your house.
Yeah, that was seriously. I was pretty much out of the office for an entire week.
Yeah.
So last couple days I worked from remote, but it was just yeah, I took a lot of meds that week for sure. Uh, my
Oh.
family physician was like, "You need to stop taking so many." I'm like, "You know what? I'll stop when like I actually can afford to stop. But for now, it's doing the job, and I got that I need to do. So we're good." But yeah,
Joe was like, I'll tell you when I've had enough.
yeah,
Oh,
Bobby.
but yeah, unfortunately, fortunately, I've been playing a good bit of video games in there. But unfortunately, that means I have not had much time to watch a ton of anime. Um, so I've been watching a little bit here and there, but haven't really sparked up anything new or anything that from a previous season or anything like that that I want to go back and watch, which there's plenty of. Um, and I haven't made a lot of progress on the stuff that I had been keeping up with. Even Blue Lock, I missed watching really any more of that. Near came back and we watched that and discussed that episode 4, which hopefully we'll be able to discuss episode 5 tomorrow and put that out as well. But yeah, it's kind of been a holding pattern on a lot of this stuff. How about you? Anything that you've been able to watch or keep up with?
Yeah, I've actually there was a hold on a lot of US dubbings for a while actually. Don't really know the circumstance behind it, but it's just like a lot of them came out with episode 1 or 2 and then they just like held off for a couple weeks and they started picking that back up again. So I'm starting to watch more, because I was following a lot of things subbed and then I realized with certain ones like, yeah, I'm not in love with you enough to have to listen to you strictly right when it comes out, and also I'm not a purist where like I need to hear the Japanese voice. So just been waiting. I'm like, okay, I'll just wait for the English to come out, and also just it's much easier with time and stuff like that where I can watch it during dinner or with like in the evening where I'm already exhausted and I'm just like I want to watch one or two things before I go to bed. So that's kind of been really convenient for me. But yeah, I've been kept up with a bunch, but I guess I'm far enough along in a few of them where I realize maybe this one isn't what I was hoping it would be,
Oh yeah.
and so that's kind of what I've come across with the Legend of Heroes, Trials of Cold Steel, Northern War. It's it's fine and it's entertaining, but I feel like it's just kind of quickly going through the paces. And because it's kind of based off a video game franchise, I feel like they're just like, we need to hit these video game beats, and it's just moving at such a fast clip that's and there's not enough development happening with character personality where it's just like, all right, you've now been from undivided attention to background noise essentially. So if I It's like if I want to have this play while I'm doing the dishes, or if I'm going to be like, I know the kids are going to be a little more loud, I can just have it in the background and take care of them. It's not, it was, I was hopeful in the beginning for sure, but
Yeah,
it
that
just,
show kind
that's
of
one of, yeah.
struck me that way too. I think I watched let's see, I have my list up here. I know I watched that first episode. I guess I watched the second one. I kind of remember now where the second one sort of ended up. And I was just sort of like, yeah, this it has a story it's trying to tell, but it's also just kind of like you said, going through the paces, going through the motions of here's your hero and here's your thing, and they're not really trying to. I don't feel like they're really trying to entertain me so much as they're just trying to get through their thing, which is not really all that great. One I do think has been pretty good. That was your recommendation to start the season was Tomo Chan is a girl. I have been able to keep up with that. I'm on episode 5. I think have they released 6 yet? Be right around this
They're
time.
actually up to 8.
Oh dang, I lied. I've not been able to keep up with that at all. But I have kept up with that more than most other shows. And no, I think I'm just behind on this list. But I really enjoy that show. It's very funny and it's got nice brevity to it without being annoying. So yeah, that's probably my pick of the week overall is Tomo-chan is a girl. It's a good solid show, and that's one I'm definitely gonna keep up with through the end. I promise I'll catch up and keep up with it. Um, but yeah, so there's a couple on here that I'm probably gonna drop. Going through I don't know, like Technoroid Overmind. I talked about that last time, was pretty meh, and that will definitely be one that if I drop any of them, that's going to be it. Um, but besides that, Revenger is kind of falling further and further behind. I've only watched one episode of that, and I'm kind of like, man, it was kind of good, but it was also sort of like whatever. So those are kind of two, maybe kind of the Great Snow Sea. That was a lot of CG going on there, which it seemed like a kind of a more interesting off the wall story. But I'm also like, every time I look at what I'm gonna watch, those shows that I just mentioned are all like, pass, pass, pass. Let me try maybe do something else. So we'll see. But those are probably gonna get the chopping block before anything else.
Yeah, for me, there's still quite a few ones that I follow regularly. There's only maybe 2 or 3 that I'm actually still following in, subbed, but then I'll actually rewatch it with my wife, dubbed, and that's, one of them's the, Nigen Fushin, which is the adventurers who don't believe in humanity, save the world or something like that. I think it's, but yeah, it's that one I'm watching as it comes out, subbed, and then I'll rewatch the episodes dubbed with my wife. I like that. Uh, the One of the other ones is uh, the season 2 of, oh, I'm trying to remember the name of it now. It's just, the kid with slimes. I'm completely forgetting my mind.
Oh yeah, what is that
The
called?
Yeah,
Reincarnated? As
yeah,
no.
it's one of the many reincarnation isekai ones. But it's like By the Grace of God is, I think, the US name.
Mm.
Um, so season 2 of that one's, it's wholesome. It's a slice of life, just watching someone live an earnest lifestyle, and yeah, so I'm watching that one, uh, you know, both, subbed and dubbed, and we're enjoying that. There's the uh, there's at least one, and I'm still doing, Ice Blade Sorcerer,
Oh
both,
yeah.
subbed and dubbed. That one, it's fun. It's now gotten to the point where after following it for years, it is now, like, at the point slash passing the point of the manga, which I then have the bad habit of once the series ends, it's obviously past the manga, so I'm not gonna touch the manga like ever again. Um,
Yeah.
because it takes so long to finally catch back up, and I'm like, I already know how this story arc ends. Maybe if I remember about it in years to come, then I might be able to like, oh, cool, I can finally read the rest of it or the other stuff that hadn't been put up. Um, so it's just it is what it is on that
Yeah.
front.
Yeah, there was another one that I watched another episode of, The Fire Hunter. Um and I don't know how much more of that I'm going to watch. It's kind of slow. It's set in a like a medieval future Japan where they have machines, but they're also like in old style clothes and stuff like that, and they live in villages and stuff. The first episode was all right. The second episode, some of the seams kind of started to show on the quality, and there's actually a fight scene that was pretty bad looking. Uh, so with that, I'm probably gonna pass on from that one as well. But yeah, it's there's one I watched one more episode of The Angel Next Door Spoils Me Rotten, so I've watched two of that. That show is sufficiently awkward and kind of weird, but also sort of sweet and endearing in a way. Not sure how much I'm gonna keep going with that, but um, yeah, it's an okay season. I've also been keeping up more or less with Handyman Saito. That remains to be good. Spoilers real quick. Um, I'm to the part where they are fighting where they just defeated the pillar in the
Okay.
dungeon. So I just passed that part. I don't know how much more there is, but I think I'm a few
The
behind.
manga wasn't much farther than that. That like this was granted maybe 6 months ago, but I doubt they've added much since then either. And so that's why I was just like, this is also going to be one of the ones that
Uh,
the manga is going to pass, or the manga is going to be passed up by the anime. And yeah, I've been following that one for flipping years too. Um, no, for some of the other ones, I'm the only other sub I think I'm following is that the Magical Revolution Reincarnated Princess and Genius Young Lady. It's that one. It's okay. It's entertaining. It's things have gotten serious in that one. So, but no, there's still a lot of other good ones that where I'm keeping up with. Dubbed, and the ice guy and the cool female coworker,
mm,
our colleague. That one is uh, that's a lot of fun. I really like that one. It's just it's silly. Watching the the male lead get so flustered and get overly like when he's happy or like he starts acting cute, you kind of feel like for him. You're like, oh, it makes you feel like happy for him because he's just like so the smallest things just he gets so excited, and you're like, oh, that's sweet.
it is super endearing that, and everybody in that show is endearing without being annoying, and it's a breath of fresh air for sure.
Yeah, every time he causes a blizzard in the office, the Fox girl always like squeals. Like she just like thinks it's like hilarious and it's pretty funny. They just introduced the Phoenix character.
I did, yeah, I saw
So
that. I saw that
yeah,
guy.
I don't know. It's yeah, it's a good one. We're enjoying that. Actually, they just started dubbing the Mobile Suit Gundam, the Witch of Mercury,
Yeah, we
and
talked about that
I've
last
been
time. Yeah, is that good?
yeah, so I haven't got a chance. I still haven't got a chance to. There's only 2 episodes in right now, so I'm probably gonna hold off just a little bit before I start to really to binge it. Um, but yeah, I'm still doing Iruma-kun, season 3. As good as I like it, so I'm still sticking with that one. I'm enjoying it. The saving 80,000 gold
Okay,
in
gold.
another
Yeah.
world. That one's still pretty awesome. And then the reincarnation of the strongest exorcist in another
Mm.
world, also solid. So I mean, I'm actually really enjoying this season of anime, um, quite a bit actually. And then you got stuff like Nagatoro season 2. uh, and
I've watched a little
you
bit
know,
more of that. Only like I like I think one more episode. But I think I'm gonna have to start sticking with the. I'm gonna have to keep watching it from the. I'm on season one, but I'm gonna have to keep watching it because it's 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 pretty good.
yeah.
It's funny.
Um, I'm doing Blue Lock as well, but I'm only doing that one dubbed. Uh,
Ah, you've joined the Blue Lock. What do you think of it
I did Blue
overall?
Lock before you did, bitch.
I don't remember that.
Rewind it and double check it. I
Okay.
was watching Blue Lock before you,
How many
man.
episodes did you
Uh,
watch though?
I'm up. They've only gotten up to 16. You've passed me because there are at least four episodes
How many episodes
further.
did you watch before? Like, because I feel like you watched like a couple and then you like didn't watch anything for a
I
while.
never dipped out. I've stayed on it
Oh,
with since the beginning.
oh, okay.
So yeah, I've that was the thing is
Well, you never
no
talk about it, so it's like
I we've talked to okay.
I
You
feel
need to
like
remember
I
is
feel
what you need
like
to do.
you say, "Yeah, I watched it," and then you're like, "Okay." And you don't say, I
I've
just."
told you about, I said, and then they said one of the best reasons why you like to watch it is because you just want to say to people, lock off. Um, but yeah,
That's not a hot
I,
take.
that's something you probably just go around saying to your coworkers, lock off. They go, what the hell are you talking about?
You gotta have hot
Challenging people in
takes for me to
Austin.
remember what you're talking about, man. You gotta have hot takes on this stuff. So what's
You
your
need to
hot take on
remember
Blue
what we
Lock?
talk about, period, son. So no, man.
What's your hot take on Blue Lock then?
Though I do forget if I actually said that I finished season 2 of the Daily Life of the Immortal King.
I don't know.
I thought I might have mentioned that last time.
Okay.
It's that Chinese one. I've mentioned that
Oh,
I was watching it. Uh,
you might have mentioned that.
so finishing season 2 was solid. If you like something like One Punch Man, then this is right up the alley. It's just it's a lighthearted comedy,
I
slightly
never
meta.
I never watched One Punch Man. I've heard it's good, but it seems really the story, while being unique, seems like where do you go with this? Is it good?
And One Punch Man was fun. I actually think I like this one better than One Punch Man because it has a weirder story. So the season 2 got really meta. Like they've always kind of did weird things, but the season 2 is I felt like they were kind of a little bit aimless in the beginning, but it kind of pulled it together at the end. And they did some stupid stuff that I found really funny. So and then there's a season 3 already done in Chinese, so I'm hoping that it's just a matter of time for them to dub that too.
Oh yeah.
Uh, yeah, one of the ones that I most definitely like. I was hoping to have more success, but I think I personally feel like it's not doing as hot as the Akiba Maid War.
Oh
So this one's just what it is it's a if you can make a Yakuza drama, like a faux drama comedy, but instead of taking Yakuza, you just switch Yakuza for maids.
yeah.
And that's kind of the concept. So like the it's funny in a lot of ways like that, but at the same time, it's almost like style over substance. It feels like it's missing something key. But they try to be over dramatic at certain points, and it's just like, yeah, it's just hiding. It's a Yakuza film, disguised as a maid thing, and I kind of appreciate it for that, but at the same time, it's not good enough to really recommend. I just recommend like the first episode because it's ridiculous,
Yeah,
and
just to get a taste
the
of
ending of
it.
it's just funny as hell.
Yeah, it's a good idea or a funny idea. Maybe execution just is a bit harder. They didn't really have that great of a script to go along with the idea. But yeah, that's yeah, you mentioned that last time. Um I haven't had a chance to jump into that one. I don't think I will either because there's so much else going
Honestly,
on.
it's not worth watching a whole lot, but just if you watch like the first episode, and then especially if it's funny, if you know anything about the idol, um, the people who do the dance routines, the audience members for the idol, it's like like there's a move set all the fans know, and then
Mm,
when you use the glow sticks or the pen lights, and they make reference to that at the end of episode 1, and it was just like, oh, that's super funny. It's super stupid, but super funny.
okay.
But yeah, the rest of it's just like, all right, it's kind of hit and miss.
Yeah.
I'm just watching it just it happens to come on at the right time where there's usually nothing on that day. So I'm like, "Alright, yeah, I'll go ahead and watch it." But yeah, like I said, there's a lot of good stuff. I mean, there's a few other things that still haven't gotten
Yeah.
much updates, like,
Yeah.
that, Bofuri, the girl in the MMO with the armor, she doesn't like
Mm,
to take damage or something.
yeah, that long
Um,
ass title.
yeah, so that was, season I'm enjoying the season 2, but at the same time, it's very much a nothing anime. It's like slice of life ish. Like it's just there's no real story behind that. It's just them watching people mess around. It's all you're doing, and so it's
Yeah.
just like, oh, I could be using my time to watch anything else, but yeah, I'm just gonna sit and watch this. You
Yeah.
know, better than watching a rerun of something, I suppose.
That's
Uh,
true. I'm kind of, I don't know, I'm kind of changing my opinion on Trigun Stampede. Um, Still a little bit. I, yeah, the animation is really cool, but it's also kind of distracting, and the story is sort of whatever. It's okay. It's good. Even I don't know what to think about it though. It's anymore like because I know I've kind of talked quite a bit about it every time we've had this podcast since it's been airing. Um, but I can't decide if I want more shows to look like this or if I think that the show would be better just in standard, albeit well done anime style. I just kind of feel like I'm just always looking at the animation. I can't really immerse myself in what they're actually doing or talking about like every other show that's out there. Maybe it's just a product of the world I live in and if every show looked like that, which I'm sure if every show looked like that, I wouldn't think anything above it. But still, I think I think the story on it needs to be a little stronger. I'll stick with it probably until the end, but I don't know. But then again, I'm like the story is good, but it's also like I don't know. It's the weirdest feeling I have about probably any anime that's come out this season.
So, yeah, one of the things I gave up recently, well, not recently, like a while ago, was I stopped watching Eminence in Shadow, but the reason why is not because I don't like it, but it's because it got dubbed. And I'm just like, well, at the time, I'm like, there's so much other stuff to follow up on. So I'm just
Just gonna wait
at
for
this
that
point,
to
I'm,
catch
I'm
up to where
still,
you are.
I was over halfway through it, so I'm still waiting for the dub to
See,
catch up.
see,
So
like on Reddit, they post this like most talked about or highest rated, board of anime for the season, and they update it week to week. What the ranks change and stuff like that. And Eminence in Shadow is always like you know top one, two, or three. And I'm just kind of like, I watched the first episode or two of that, and I was just like, this is all right, but it just seems like another harem to me. I don't know why people like. It's like okay, it's good,
it
but why is everyone talking about it? I guess I just need to watch it. I don't know.
It's not really the harem in the traditional sense. Yeah, he's surrounded by women, but, like, at the same time, I think my personal like for it is I like it a lot because I read the manga, and the manga is a little different.
Okay,
They've taken some liberties, but that's why, like, a lot of people I felt like episode 1 when he plays, Moonlight Sonata, it's like and they do the fake ending,
that
like, a
was
lot of
pretty cool. Yeah.
so well, the thing is, Moonlight Sonata doesn't come into play until later in the series,
Oh,
and, so is they kind of make an earlier now it's kind of like a meta hint, it's like, "Oh, yeah, it's an Easter egg," like, because anyone who knows it comes later, and so it's kinda pulling
mm,
from that reference, and that's why a lot of the comments originally were like, people were hyped about it 'cause, they remember it from the manga, and I'm like, "Yeah, that was clever," but at the same time, it's just I don't know, it's just something about it. There's just enough differences in the anime that makes me not 100% sure if I'm fully on board, but I am
ah,
enjoying it. It's still worth a watch. It's still funny. Kind of like I said, same with the Ice Blade Sorcerer,
yeah.
because the I'm like I said, I'm really disappointed with some of the character choices, and they are editing certain bits and like changing encounters. It's you're getting the just, 80% of the beat, but you're just, you're missing at least 20%, if not more. And so they're like, okay, well, you're taking liberties here that aren't necessarily devastating, but at the same time, I feel like there's still enough they're missing. And they like I said, the character designs themselves are so drastic because they made one of the side characters a half elf, very much androgynous character in the
Mm,
in the manga. You can't quite tell if it's a boy or a girl, and then uh, they very very bluntly make it a female in the anime. Like
kind of stepping
it's just like
on the
yeah, it's like
source
well
material
you
there.
have to have something. Hey, it sells merch. You have to
Uh,
have someone else.
yeah,
So
that's true. You cannot besmirch the merch gods. They will
yeah.
smite you.
Oh,
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to watch much more Ippon again. That was kind of leading the pack for me on a lot of stuff. But did you ever have that thing where like you kind of like an anime so much that you want to watch it when you have time and are not tired and feel like it and stuff like that. And so you're kind of like, well, that one's a good one, so I want to put that off until the right time. I kind of feel like that one. I kind of feel like that with Ippon again. Not so much, but it sort of is getting pushed around because of that, I think. But yeah, so I'm gonna try to get back on that one again as well. There's a couple other things that I could probably talk about too, but I'm gonna leave those for next time if I actually can make any more progress on them. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of in the middle of the season now, so sort of just kind of going with the flow for now. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for what I've got to talk about. Anything else that you want to bring up anime wise?
well, I'm surprised you didn't try to go ahead and see the Kaguya-sama, movie, because I know some theaters were able to show it. At least I thought so, because it was supposed to come out, um,
I,
Valentine's, but I actually didn't, keep up. Like, I was sick, so I didn't even pay attention at all.
I was
Uh,
thinking about that, but I was like, I got too much other stuff I got to do right now. But yeah, that is something I do want to see. I don't know. It probably was playing around here. It might still be. Let me check real
yeah,
quick.
because it was supposed to be, I know one of the theaters a little farther away from me, had it, and a buddy, like, said, we should totally go see it," and I wasn't necessarily I'm like, I'm not gonna have the time. I mean, I'd have to find a babysitter and stuff, like, it's totally not worth it in my to go see a movie for me.
Yeah,
So,
it's a big expense and big to do for you. Um, yeah, I don't know if it's playing anywhere around here. I mean, I'm not in a huge city, but that Beauty and the Beast anime movie that came out last year before, something like that. Um, that played in the theaters, but it was it was only in like one theater and not that many showtimes. So maybe Kaguya-sama didn't rate high enough for them to do that with. But anyway,
yeah,
I do want to see it though.
alright.
I probably will later.
Yeah, not much else. Like I said, just keeping up with everything. Nothing really too disappointing, but nothing really. Like there's a few solid ones. Like I said, it's kind of hard for me to say which one was my pick of the week. You know, uh, the Ice Guy and Cool Female Colleague might be up there.
Yeah.
But I do know that, like I said, between Iruma and Saving 80,000 Gold, I generally look forward to those every time they come out. That and the reincarnation of the Strongest Exorcist.
Mm,
I think those three all come out like over the weekend, and it's just always like, yeah, that's just a good. They come out like same night, so it's a good night to watch, stuff.
it's a good time.
Um, so yeah, but I mean, I guess I'd go with the Ice Guy, and that might be my pick for last week. I mean, like I said, that was a good one. I think that one they went to see. I'm trying to remember what exactly happened. I think they went to see a movie the last episode, um, or
Uh,
yeah, because they went on a dinner before, so they went to a movie date.
okay, I remember that
Um,
episode. Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
that's on the dub one that you're watching that, right?
Yeah, that's why I'm
Okay.
behind.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Because I
for
was like, I
sure.
think I'm behind now. And that was the last episode that I saw. So, yeah. The only other thing, maybe I just blanked, but or my getting my episodes crossed. But I think we had some sad news we wanted to convey to people. Um,
Yeah. Did you want me to break the news?
yeah, yeah. Just a little bit of somber news to end the podcast. But go ahead, Joe.
All right. So Leiji Matsumoto ended up passing away at the age of 85. For those of you who don't know, this is kind of a historical figure when it comes to anime. Creator of the Captain Harlock saga, Battleship Yamato, Galaxy Express 999. Uh, Worked with Daft Punk for Interstellar 5555. You know, one of the early pioneers of a lot of anime, especially influencing the U.S. So it's fortunately passed away of acute heart failure, and it's just it's a big loss. You know, his works influenced so many others afterwards, but yeah, it's one of those just, if you haven't gotten a chance to see any of those old works, I recommend giving it a shot. I mean, if it's too old for you, I mean, they recently did in the last handful of years redid Yamato. So it's the same character design, but a nice crisp art style and done up pretty well. It's worth a watch for sure.
Yeah, yeah, a really big figure in anime, especially when it comes to it being brought over to the U.S. and stuff like that. So, but he had a good long life, and we will miss him. Um, yeah. So, unfortunately, that's probably where we're going to have to end this podcast with a little bit of somber news. But we definitely did want to pay our respects to him. So yeah, we'll probably do this again in a couple weeks. In the meantime, be looking out for our near stuff. And thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Take it easy.
All right. See you next time.